Hello, YouTube and X. It's your main man, BTM here, bringing you back to the BTM Crypto News Network. So, let me know what you guys think about Zebec. Zebec is doing its first AMA of the year, and I don't think you guys are bullish enough, right? I don't think you guys are here trying to turn what is that? Twitter upside down, guys. I don't think you guys are bullish enough for the Zebec Network, fully involved and ready to go. So we are live coming to you from the BTM Crypto News Network. So let's go. For some reason, it's saying it's not, the users aren't, I don't know what's going on here. But let me know what you guys think, and we'll get started. First, we'll go to the sponsor, Caleb and Brown, and see what we can see. Let me see. What the freak? Okay, we'll try that again. There we go. So let me know what you guys think about the ZBCN network. Invite your friends. Invite everybody. Like what was that? What is that? The professional, and he was like the guy is kind of strong, so bring everybody. Said bring everybody. So this is Caleb and Brown, the sponsor of the BTM Crypto News Network. So thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And this is Caleb and Brown. Caleb and Brown is the sponsor for the BTM Crypto News Network. So thanks for joining. And let's see. Caleb and Brown is a 24/7 brokerage. They help you navigate your crypto journey. They give you a broker, a one-on-one broker that is always there to help you answer questions and anything you need with your crypto environment or your ecosystems or anything you want to know. They're there to help you support. So if you're new to crypto, Caleb and Brown would be a good place to start and help you understand crypto and tell you what to invest in and what not to invest in. So this is a quick short. In this video, we're talking about ZBCN. And like I told you guys before, I'm not new to this. I am true to this. And actually, I don't have any ZBCN gear yet. So I got my X gear on. But I was telling you guys back in January, of which I'll show you the videos. In this video, we're talking revolutionary real-time finance by enabling continuous programmable money streams across multiple blockchains, positioning itself as a key player in the future of decentralized payroll, payments, and treasury management. I'm tripping. So that was a couple. This is the Zebec Network. Has staking and buyback burns, unbelievable discounts at the prices. No way Zebec doesn't hit 1 cent within 90 days. Coinbase and Binance listing will happen this year. More exchanges will start to list Zebec. There will be an absolute tsunami of liquidity coming in soon. So just something to keep an eye on. And we played that video already. Zebec's loading up on revolutionary real. So this was from last year, early last year. And this is another quick short. We'll see what we can see. What's up the camera? So let me see if we get the camera back up. I don't know. But we'll play another quick little video real quick, and then we'll get down to business.
Actually go mainstream. Zebec didn't start as hype, it started by fixing payroll, real-time continuous pay, powered by blockchain. While most projects chased price, Zebec built financial infrastructure, payments, payroll, real-world utility. Zebec bridges crypto with everyday spending. You tap a card, crypto works in the background. Simple, seamless, invisible. Now Zebec is rolling out a super app with embedded wallets, powered by Privy, backed by Stripe. That's enterprise-grade crypto onboarding. This is how adoption actually happens, not hype. Infrastructure. If you want early insights on real crypto infrastructure, subscribe. Projects building now. Lead the next.
So that was a couple of quick Zebec updates. Now we'll look at the bubbles, but while that's loading, let's check out the chat. Let's get ready to sail off. Shout out to ZBCN, man. What up, fam? What's going on, Zebec man? Bring everybody, right? I don't think you guys are bullish enough on Zebec. What up, Andrew? What up, Go Marquette? Or yeah. What up, Peter? What up, fellas? Hope you're all here in the 7-figure range in Zebec tokens. Believe it. What is this? What's that supply now? Throbbing Landon, what's going on, fam? Welcome. Wow, incandescent candle. Buy a Zebec with Ethereum and Base, soon Octaspace and Sui. So that's the chat. So we'll go over to the bubbles, look at the bubbles, and then we can get to some of the information. So this is the market looks kind of bad today, but it's coming down for us to pick it up. And the AMA is tomorrow. You guys should get hyped. You should be excited. The first announcement, they're going to be doing Tokenomics, probably tell us about the super app. But let's get to the bubbles and get to some numbers. So Powell's up 31.6%. Canaan Network's up 4.2. Radian's up 0.8. XCN is up 12.2. What's going on? It looks like it's starting to pump again. Up 3.8 on the hour, 12.7 on the day, 141% on the week, 96.7 for the month, and 301 on the year. Cato's up 7.2. Alchemy Pay's up 7.2. Pepe's up 1.1. Tron is up 1.2. HTX is up 0.5. MOG is up 2.5. It looks like to be everything that's up. What is this? Zcash is down 3.7 on the day, up 1.1 on the hour, down 6.2 for the week, up 17.4 for the month, and up 811% on the year. Let's start with the big boys. Bitcoin is down 1.2 on the day, up 0.1 on the hour, down 4% on the week, or up 4% on the week, up 1.1 on the month, down 5.7 on the year at 91,331. So next is Ethereum. Where is Ethereum? That's weird. That's XRP. Where is Ethereum? Guess well, here it is. So Ethereum is down 2.3 on the day, up 0.2 on the hour, up 6.4 for the week, up 1.9 for the month, and down 6.1 on the year. So next is Solana. Where is Solana? That is weird. Okay. So Solana is down 1.6 on the day, up 0.4 on the hour, up 9.3 on the week, up 2.6 on the month, and down 32.2 on the year to $136.92. Let's go. And XRP is down 3.3 on the day, up 1.5 on the hour, up 18.6 on the week, up 5.5 on the month, and down 4% on the year at $2.18. It rallied and went back down. Let's see, where is it? That is weird. I wish they put these in alphabetical order or something so they'll be easier to find. Where is a Zebec? That is weird. Anybody see it? That's weird. Where is it? That's weird. Guess we'll have to type it. Yeah, here it is. So Zebec, the token we all know and love, the payroll processor of the future, one of the bullish tokens for 2026, is currently up 1.1 on the hour, down 1.2 on the day, up 22% on the week, up 3.3 on the month, and up 221% on the year at the 0029. I thought we would hold the 03, but we're back at the 0029, but it's not bad as long as we keep holding. After the announcement tomorrow, I expect a push up. So let me know what you guys are thinking. Let's run back over to the chat. Let's see. Let me see. That was this guy. Silver Days. I guess we'll start. No. Let's see. So ZBCN, man, let's go. Yassine, what up? Peace. Hey, man. What up? Let's go, ZBCN, man. I held S Cash since 40 bucks for a hold, but sold for Zebec. I'm going for double-digit millions this token. I see you out here, Peter. What up, Silver Days? BTM Crypto News Network. Sold Bitcoin for some Zebec too. I feel Bitcoin's going to get seized or at least monitored, not to send freely. Possibly, but I did sell some Bitcoin to get Zebec as well. We're in the same boat. ZBCN, let's go. What up, Silver Days? What up, Yazim? Smash the like and subscribe. So go ahead and take a minute and hit that like button and subscribe to the BTM Crypto News Network. Silver Days, what up, Yazim? Gonna be wild. Definitely Silver Days. What up, Throbbing Lantern? Reposted the stream. Appreciate that, brother. Let's get that clarity passed. And I think the clarity will get passed this year, actually. I mean, this month, right? There's a lot of rumors floating around. I think it's going to happen soon or sooner than you think. So going over to X. So tomorrow is the AMA, and I think they might give us some information about the super app. Super out rollups coming soon. Stay tuned. The countdown is on. So this is Throbbing Lantern. Hope I'm saying that right. He did a video.
Good morning, pirates.
Let me see. Run this real quick.
We're kicking off 2026 strong with the ZBCN Tokenomics update. As usual, the butters are weeping, and Zebec Network becomes more inevitable by the second. Quick summary in case you missed the tokenomics graphic released by Zebec Network earlier today, which shows ZBCN at the center. It powers a cycle of value in the ecosystem, such as service fees, buybacks, rewards and incentives, staking, treasury, and community. This creates a sustainable deflationary loop that benefits holders and drives network growth. Now, if you guys aren't following Angelica Saldana, ZBCN Man, Gold is in My Veins, Crypto Queen, Crypto Lord, Alpha Lion, and a couple more like 314 Crypto and a couple more people, you are missing out on Alpha Zebec Network news. If you want to defeat the FUD, you need to follow them now. I love you pirates very much. Have a great day.
Pretty good video there from Throb and Larrington. You forgot to shout me out though, bro. But it's cool, right? We'll still keep pushing, but appreciate the video there. So this is wow, one of the somethings, I don't know. ZBCN holders, the future investors. Let's break down Zebec's Tokenomics and Growth Foundation. This circulation ecosystem generates utility and value. One breakdown, oh wow, of the utility, community, team, investors, and advisors buy, trade, and stake hold Zebec to align interest. Staking earns rewards through staking, achieve passive income, and lock up supply, which is a good thing, right? If you're staking, that means you're holding. That means it'll hold the value and the price, plus you earn a couple tokens in the meantime. So that's definitely a good option. Rewards incentives, supports ecosystem rewards, and encourages participation. Service fees, portfolio-based fees tied to network access built in the Zebec. Buybacks use the Zebec program revenue to buy back Zebec, reducing circulating supply. Treasury product revenue funds development and promoting long-term growth. Positive feedback loop for price appreciation. Buybacks reduce supply, scarcity, upward pressure. Staking removes tokens from the market, rewarding holders. Real demand from fees and incentives as adoption grows. Treasury investments strengthen the network, more users, increase demand. Community focus minimizes selling pressure. Zebec Network payment stream ecosystem is ready for expansion. Existing holders earn rewards through staking. Potential buyers join the loop. Utility and defamation combined. Do your own research, not financial advice. So shout out to this guy for that update. Let's see, where were we here? And he's mentioning the ZBCN man, of which I think I have this, so we'll come back to that as well. Join the Zebec Nation Discord, up for the minute news. In collaboration, the Discord has daily voice chats to answer any questions or simply hang out and listen. We're over 400 members strong and growing. So shout out to the Discord channel, which I'm actually on. I just need to get more involved, I guess. For some reason, I missed the chat. What was this? The video chat, voice chat, actually. But I am definitely one of the 400. I think it's 488 now. But make sure you hit the Discord and sign up. So this is ZBCN man. Huge news. Zebec family. The updated Zebec tokenomics coming up. Tokenomics are live. It's not just an update. It's a game-changing design for massive multi-chain expansion and real global institutional adoption, optimized for long-term utility, revenue-driven buybacks, reducing supply, staking yields for holders, service fees tied to your Zebec portfolio, rewards and incentives flowing through the entire ecosystem, treasury-fueled network growth, community team, investors, everyone aligned for the win. Zebec is building the future of real-time finance, and Zebec is at the heart of it all. If you're not loaded up yet, what are you waiting for? Let's freaking go. Thank you for the promises made and the promises kept. So big shout out to the Zebec team and Simon, the CEO, for delivering on everything they said they were gonna do. So this is Mr. Forsyth, Zebec tokenomic game changer for Zebec. Discover updated tokenomics and investment insight. Making money in crypto doesn't have to be hard. Visit Grow Rich, Grow Happy. Let's check out this quick video. And then we'll look at the tokenomics actually ourselves and see what's there.
And guys, we're about to talk about an updated tokenomics for ZBCN. Yes, Zebec has released their updated tokenomics, and why you should care. Because if you recall a video, I'll flash it up here, that I did showing you the difference between ZBCN and XRP and why ZBCN is the fuel to Zebec Network's engine, then you understand how important ZBCN is to the overall picture of Zebec. And if you're a holder or ZBCN, of course, you want to know how is the price going to start inflating and you're going to get your returns on your investments. Therefore, this updated tokenomics list, or the rules to it, is extremely important.
Thanks for that shout out. Dang, crypto OG for real. Well, make your own videos then. Keeping it pushing. I'm glad America took over Venezuela. We needed that oil and Bitcoin. Things will become cheaper for us soon. We need to steal XCN pumps and liquidity. Keep doing what you do, bro. Thank you, ZBCN. Glad somebody appreciates it. But even if you do, we're going to keep pushing. Hey, ZBCN holders, the future investors breakdown. I think we went over that already. My mix. This is the bubble. We're down 4.9. We were up 19.8. And what is night? That's weird. Up 200%. And that's 42 something percent down for the month. This is trading cluster. Haven't achieved SOX 2 compliance in pursuing MECI, the EU and the FCA, the UK. Registration. Zebec is one of the few payment networks that banks can legally use. As more institutions move on chain in 2026, they're likely to choose compliance winners like Zebec over unregulated ones. And I told you guys that, guys. With Zebec being regulated, they're in a whole nother class, right? Some of these guys are unregulated. And when you start moving money, right? When you're moving billions and trillions, you got to be regulated, right? You can't be out here on the whim trying to move and make things happen if you're not regulated and you are not certified and you don't have your compliance, right? You're not compliance, you're not going to be able to do a whole lot. BTM, tell them, thank you, Silver Days. The standard ZBCN utility ISO 222. Here comes the squad. Welcome. And thanks for joining. And bring everybody, guys. Trying to keep the numbers up. We love BTM here. Thank you, Silver Days. Some people just don't understand information, guys. It might be boring, but we're giving you the information, giving you the details, the news you can use. But don't forget to do your own research and check to see what's going on with Zebec. Hey, everybody, look who Zebec just started following. Something is cooking. ZBCN and Onyx. Onyx is an infrastructure for multi-asset, scalable, and cryptographic secure ledger powered by XCN, which is probably going to be a very good partnership. So this is the ZBCN nut. In case y'all didn't read the press release based on what I circled, Super App should be released any day now. Zebec to $1. And I think they're going to give us an announcement tomorrow. Maybe Friday or maybe next week, but it's definitely coming soon. And this is, he circled, ZBCN staking will transition to a module within the Super App from January 26th onward, with updated staking terms to be released alongside the transition, which would be awesome, especially if they give us more points on that staking. So this is Throbbing Lantern again. So we're going over to the ZBCN main page. That's zbcn.io. Make sure you go to the right one and not the wrong one. And this is Tokenomics, updated January 2026, which is now, right? And this is ZBCN is the governance and utility token of the Zebec Network, supporting decision-making, product usage, and ecosystem incentives. Token utility is driven by governance rights, payroll, and product fees, staking incentives, and real-world spending, rather than the base layer transaction, gas, reflecting a Zebec's evolution into the multi-chain, multi-product financial network. Token supply dynamics are mature and increasingly deflammatory, with early investors having realized returns in final unlocks scheduled for March 2026. So that means after 2026, there will be no more unlocks. When that happens, we should see real price move. I think they unlock 1 point something billion. And after that happens, we should see some full pump when the price is fully released. Let's see. This design aligns long-term tokens value with network usage, government participation, and sustainable business growth. Core utilities include payroll products, fees, staking, real-world card spend, incentives, and ecosystem participation. Supply contracts outpaces supply expansion, resulting in a negative net inflation, powers on-chain voting and ecosystem decisions, unlock staking rewards and collateral in the DeFi integrations. Recurring token buybacks are linked directly to product revenue, funds, grants for ecosystem contributors. The ZBCN utility. ZBCN is a utility token who is demand driven by real product usage and volumes, spanning payroll fees, super app functionality, staking incentives, and real world spending rather than transaction execution at the base protocol level. So they're literally telling you straight up, there are utilities here, and the utilities are part of the process of the ecosystem where people will start to FOMO in, right? Space on the 8th tomorrow. Yes, crypto XLRD. It will be tomorrow. I got to check the time. BTM fam, what up? New wave. Some people are buying Onyx coin because of Pokemon. So are people. Some people. I don't know. That's a good question. But I do know it's pumping like crazy. Soon that'll be a Zebec pumping like that. Zebec is utility token. I read that. At core, Zebec Network evolution of the original Zebec protocol, ZBC, the transition to the ZBCN ticker mid-2024 reflected Zebec's expansion from payment-focused protocol on Solana into a multi-chain, multi-product financial network. ZBCN remains the exclusive native token of the Zebec Network, preserving the original supply and tokenomics framework established under ZBC while significantly expanding utilities across payroll, cards, governance, and the ecosystem. So this is the Zebec token utility flywheel. Guess I can't click on that. Community, service fees, treasury, buybacks, staking, rewards, and incentives. Payroll and product fees. The primary utility of the ZBCN is to settle fees required for employees to use Zebec's payroll and distribution products. Institutional clients and employers are using Zebec payroll platform are required to pay service and product fees in the ZBCN. Employers may hold Zebec directly to cover these fees or use stablecoin balances, which are automatically converted into ZBCN at the time the fees are assessed. This mechanism creates ongoing usage-driven demand for ZBCN directly tied to payroll volume and enterprise adoption. So, super app, fees and incentives. With the rollout of the Zebec super app, ZBCN will remain core access and incentive assets across payroll, treasury, card, and reward functionality. Holding and using ZBCN within the super app unlocks enhanced features, preferable pricing, and reduce or eliminate fees across select products. These incentives apply across multiple participation paths, including holding, usage, and staking, creating flexibility for both employees and employers to benefit from the ZBCN without requiring a single mode of engagement. In addition, starting mid-2026, ZBCN balances and participation levels within the super app will unlock tethered rewards on the ZBCN card spin, with higher tiers receiving enhanced benefits. This structure encourages long-term alignment with the ecosystem while directly linking ZBCN participation to everyday usage. So we'll come back to that. Let's check some more numbers. And this is top ISO 222 tokens by market cap. And you see a Zebec here, I think is at number 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. Number 10 out of 15. It looks like Metal made the list. Let me know what you guys think. Let me come back to here. I'm a homeboy say though, you always have your haters, right? It means you're doing something, right? Cat Williams says, make your haters your motivators. If you ain't got no haters, you're not working hard enough. So shout out to all the haters, right? Shout out to everyone that's trying to pull against a Zebec. I don't think you guys are bullish enough, right? I don't think you're posting enough. I don't think you're in live streams enough. I don't think you're commenting enough. To make a Zebec successful, you got to go get it, right? You got to put postings on X, got to watch the live streams, got to comment, got to like, share, and subscribe, and hit your main man up with a super chat. Just trying to keep the lights on here on BTM Crypto News Network. Zebec should have its wallet, have a DEX called Pokedex. What are you talking about, Peter? But over to the market. So the crypto market is at 1.13 trillion, down 1.28%. The CNC 20 is 195.04, down 1.47. Looks like there is some thing going on that's pulling the market back down, but we're still in neutral, not in fear or greed, which is a good thing. Altcoin seasons at 24, still very Bitcoin dominant. But you see here, I think this is the first day of January where the crypto RSI is getting back to the middle. It's been in the oversold part for some time, but it is now at 50.56. So it's right pretty much dead center, right? 50.56 is pretty much right at the center, bro. So going over to Zebec, Zebec 0028, down 2.61% on the day. Market cap is 277.3 mil won. We're under that 300 million market cap, down 2.61%. Hopefully we'll get back up to that 300 million market cap. We're at a couple days and start increasing with the AMA coming tomorrow. I think there might be some price action, probably start this evening and early morning through the announcement and probably through the weekend. So maybe we'll hear something and be able to post about it and start to bring more adoption and FOMO back to ZBCN. So this is 24-hour trading volume 9.12 mil won, down 19.25%, which is weird because like when the price volume is up, the price still goes down. When the price volume is down, when the volume goes down, sometimes the price goes up. So I'm not 100% sure how that works. So this is Ricky. What's going on, man? My toilet is a 5-gallon bucket outside. My trailer leaks like a slave. I survive on P&J sandwiches, but I'm still staking that Zebec stock. Well, keep staking, bro, because at some point when this takes off, you'll get rid of that toilet, that trailer that's leaking, and you'll be able to eat steak and lobster. No more P&J sandwiches, bro. So continue to hang in there, bro. I feel your pain, but definitely has to be some sacrifice before you can pull all the way up, right? Sometimes you gotta pull back to, what is it? Sometimes you gotta step back to take 2 steps forward. So this is the holders at 93,631. Currently for the hour, 4 hours, we added 18 holders. 12 hours, 32 for the day, 43. 3 days, 342 for the week, 588. And these are the numbers I like to see. For 2 weeks, 608, and 30 days, 1,303. Anything over 1,000, bro, and we are live. So back over to X. I think there was something else. The tokenomics we read through. We saw that yesterday. I'm looking for the announcement. I guess we'll go over to Zebec itself. The Zebec Network. Let me see. Where's the announcement for tomorrow? Is there an announcement for tomorrow? The tokenomics is live. We just read the details. Where's the announcement for tomorrow? Guys, you're killing us, man. You should have this at the top of Here it is. So this is tomorrow. I'll put this on the page as well so you can set that reminder. Zebec Spaces product roadmap and tokenomics for 2026, which will be Thursday, July 8th at 11 a.m. Eastern, which is 10 a.m. Central, 5 p.m. CTE, which is, I think, European time somewhere. Somebody told me, but I don't remember. But let's see. Yeah, I was about to check something. Oh, yeah. Checking something for tomorrow. I said 10 a.m. Will I be there 10 a.m. tomorrow? Dang it. Yeah, I'll definitely be there tomorrow at 10 a.m. So make sure you guys join and check them out, right? I don't think you guys are bullish enough, right? I don't think that X is able to hold a Zebec down, right? Always have your haters, but we will see. So this is my main man, Grow Rich and Grow Happy. Let's see what he has to say. I'll be right back.
Between ZBCN and XRP and why ZBCN is the fuel to Zebec Network's engine, then you understand how important ZBCN is to the overall picture of Zebec. And if you're a holder or ZBCN, of course, you want to know how is the price going to start inflating and you're going to get your returns on your investments. Therefore, this updated tokenomics list or the rules to it is extremely important. Now, why would they do that though? Why would they update this tokenomics list? That's the question. And the answer to that is they have so many multi-chain expansions now. You see it, the large list of partnerships that they have, not to mention their global financial rails, then you know it was time for that. Don't overlook this, because the fact that they're doing it or did it, because it's active now, it's live, and that they are continuing to communicate with us holders of ZBCN differentiates their company from everyone else, and why it is still one of my number one assets that I just shoot for the moon on and believe in so much. But none of that means a hill of beans if you can't make money, right? So this is one you want to pay attention to. As always, it continues to show you the importance of what you hold and why you probably should be accumulating more before the masses come in and before all these institutions, the other partnerships that they got coming, also jump on board. This is the time. We are still early. So pay attention. This is your first time here to Grow Rich, Grow Happy. My name is Mr. Foresight, and it is my aim to help you get out your own way and become a better investor in cryptocurrency and just a better person overall. If my videos strike a chord with you, by all means, smash that like button, give me a sub, hit that bell notification so that you don't miss any of these videos. Swing over to my site, growrichgrowhappy.com. Check out all of the educational materials that I have for you. Also, check out my book over there, Overcoming Self for Crypto Wealth. And it does come with a free gift. So that, and get your cold storage wallet, lock your crypto up. I don't care what cold storage wallet you use, but I use Tangem in these parts and so many of the free thinkers out there. I got a 10% discount down below that does go to support this channel. So without further ado, guys, we're going to jump over there. But before I do want to say this, because I was talking with someone recently and they were talking about all of the different naysayers out there that talk about ZBCN and Zebec Network as a whole. And I always say, you know, we're not kids here. We're not. And that's the one thing I do hate about crypto, because people get so childish. My answer to that is when someone goes to bash your crypto or anything you hold or talk about, you tell them simply one thing: don't invest. It's that simple. I see comments sometimes and people say, well, why it's not going on? Well, just don't invest. Don't buy it. We'll continue to invest in what we believe in. It's that simple. This is not kindergarten. So That's how we deal with that. Let's move on. All right, guys, here we go. So this is it here. This is the new ZBCN token utility. And what I like about it is it's easy. It's straight to the point. We're going to go over it. But as always, when you're looking at your cryptocurrency, you want to take a step back and say, okay, but how is this going to make me money? How is it going to be used? And is this something that I can take to the bank, meaning something that I need to keep investing in so I can get my bag up? Many of you out there are building your Zebec Network, ZBCN token stash. And I want to answer another question too. I always see down there people say, well, how do you know how many tokens you need when it comes to any project? Get my book, for one, Overcoming Self Crypto Wealth, over on growrichgrowhappy.com. Or also, let's put it that way. Also, have a goal in your mind. Like for some tokens, I'll say I need 100,000, but I'm basing that on what I believe this token might reach in a future time frame. So if it reaches $1, then that's $100,000 for me. Now, then you have to calculate your bills. What type of bills am I looking at? Am I trying to get out of debt? I'm not trying to put myself more in debt. And I'm using cryptocurrency to get myself out of debt. I'm looking at all of my assets that I hold, and I say, well, if this crypto over here reaches 10 cents, this one over here reaches $1, this one over here reaches $2 or 20 cents. Now, based on the number of crypto tokens I hold, also calculating my bills, then I can pay them off with maybe X amount of this token, or just cumulative all of my assets in my portfolio wallet. That is a good way to have. And then once you get those cryptos up to a certain point, then you can say, okay, now maybe I can either continue to dollar cost average into this particular asset, maybe a Zebec or XRP or something else you hold, or I can go off into another direction, maybe look at some of these other assets that I've been examining and doing my research on. That is a great way to do it. It is how I do it. And then I move on to another token. Of course, if there's nothing else that is down, that the price is dropped on, I might pick up something new that has it or continue from there. You don't want to hold too many assets. People out there holding 30, 40 assets. That is counterproductive, because you want to hold enough to where you can continue to do research on those plays. So that's that. So let's look at this. It says the updated ZBCN tokenomics are live. This is great. Designed for Zebec continued expansion into multi-chain financial networks. This is why I was telling you why they had to update it. Built for global institutional adoption. I've basically explained that. Optimized for long-term utility and ecosystem alignment for all network participants, meaning everyone is going to benefit from this. So check this out, guys. Make sure you download it. Also follow me over on X at Mr. Foresight 64, but make sure you can download this, save it as a screenshot or whatever you want to do. But this is a good snapshot to come back to, so you can look at it and say, okay, how am I making the money again? When you start getting down on your ZBCN, why is it down? You're listening to all the haters out there. Why is it down? Yeah, why is it down? Then you can go look at this and say, be patient. We're early in crypto, but things are starting now. This is 2026. This is all about utility. We're going with the speculation. So now is the time to be paying attention to your investments and getting some more, not financial advice. So community, including the team, investors, advisors, and partners buy, trade, and stake and hold ZBCN. So this is showing you how not only the team and those of you in Zebec make money, but pretty much it makes all of us participants in the company overall. So this is great for the community, but it's also great for the team. So everyone gets to win with this project. Moving on to Treasury. Revenue from Zebec products used for network development. That is key. Here's why. If you don't take anything else away from this, look at it like this. Most crypto projects, they fund their development by printing more tokens. They sell them to market, which dilutes the holders. Now, Zebec's, their treasury is funded by Zebec products. That's not hype. So you don't have to worry about them hurting the Zebec price because of how ZBCN and Zebec Network works together. That is something we always have to remember in knowing what you hold and how to evaluate some of the other projects that you have in your wallet. Staking. Stake to ZBCN earns yield for holders. I love when you can stake a project. And the reason being is it pulls things out of circulation. It locks things up for a set amount of time. And when you can do that, you can earn passive income for one, but it helps the holders and it stabilizes the price. Now we move over here to these service fees, paid in token tied to ZBCN portfolio threshold. Now, it goes back to my whole thing, and I'm flashing video up here again about ZBCN being the fuel for the Zebec engine. What I tell you guys in many videos, as more institutions come in, and they're going to come in even more now, especially with the ISO compliant, as more of those institutions come in and you get more usage, what you're going to see is organic growth for the ZBCN price and us holders out here. That right there is a bonus. Going to continue with the buybacks. I told you guys I'm expecting them to hit at least, and I put it out there in the universe, I'm expecting them to hit either 1 million on these buybacks or close to it. We know that in 2025.
So as Grow Rich and Grow Happy saying, we're definitely going to hit over 1 million in buybacks. But as he said too, right, as people start understanding what ZBCN can do and the streaming payroll, guys, I'm telling you, folks are going to flock, right? The FOMO is going to be real. People are going to go crazy. Everyone wants to get their hands on it, and people are going to start flocking over. I think also that ZBC super app will be easy for people to use, because I know a lot of people that don't like wallets, right? They don't like crypto. They don't know how to get into crypto. They don't understand crypto. But when it starts making money, right? When your neighbor starts buying Lambos, people are going to wonder where it came from, and they're going to want a piece. Even if they get in late, just like Bitcoin, just like Ethereum, people will want a piece of it. I talk to people every day looking for the next big thing in crypto, and I tell them, get a Zebec and hold. You can get 1 or 2 other projects, but just don't dilute your portfolio with a whole bunch of meme coin in tokens that aren't going to do anything and that aren't compliant and regulated. Zebec is already ahead of the game in compliance. Like I told you guys, they are doing everything right. So it's only a matter of time before the price action catches up. Let's finish this video, then we'll roll to the next.
The cumulative, they hit 400 and something thousand in buybacks. I'm expecting that number to double, at least double, or at least hit 1 million. It's easy when you look at how they're progressing and all these institutional partnerships that they are creating. So this is amazing. Rewards and incentives. ZBCN is used as rewards and incentives mechanism throughout the Zebec network. Many of your favorite crypto companies out there, you know what they do? They just keep throwing more and more tokens out into the market, inflating the supply and killing long-term price. You know what that killing those prices does? It keeps you further and further away from hitting some of your goals when it comes to maybe getting out of debt. Zebec, though, on the other hand, their incentives are supported by product revenue, treasury management, and controlled emissions. Don't forget that. Guys, this was needed. This was definitely needed. And we're not going to go over price today because we don't have to. This is a long-term project play that we are in. We ain't got to worry about it, guys. The only thing you should be concentrating on right now is looking at the price. If you can afford it and you have some dry powder, maybe getting some more of your ZBCN tokens. And if this ZBCN token utility update that they did with the tokenization, if it did anything, I hope that you look at some of the projects that you hold, maybe go off in them, and then go look at their token incentives and see how they are either benefiting the token holders or holding you back. To next one, guys, let me know what you think of this.
Shout out to Grow Rich and Grow Happy and that tokenomic update. I think this is Caesar and
What's
the
going
price
on, everybody?
prediction. I don't really get deep into the price predictions or following the price because at this point, right, just get it and hold it. There's no reason to watch the price action every day or to be like me and holding your phone like this 24 hours a day watching your crypto, right? It's only going to do what it's going to do. And when it's time to run, there will be signs. And when it starts running, there's nothing you can do anyway, right? But just get it and wait, or get it and hold on, or hold on for dear life as the price starts going crazy. But let me know what you guys think. And on to Caesar, and the price prediction to the 004 next week. So we'll see what you think about that. Put a fire emoji in the chat if you know where it's at.
It's your boy Cesar, and we are talking about Zebec today, ZBCN. It's the 7th day of January, and here we are with about 8 hours left in this day, sitting at $0.003 as the price. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. So we have shaken out a little bit. We went all the way down to 00288, and we could go lower. It is possible, but I do believe here that what we're fixing to do is consolidate and then break out, right? And we could break out at any moment now. It could be tomorrow, it could be the next day, maybe it's next week, but at some point here pretty damn soon, I do expect that we'll break out, we'll move higher than these highs here. We likely will take on some form of a retracement from this overall downward sloping move that we've had since October, okay? In that context, from a high to a low, you know, where we are here at the 382, I would expect that we do go up to the golden ratio zone. We break free of these points of resistance just to find resistance here at these points of resistance and prior support back here. So somewhere in the golden ratio zone, that's at about 0.00375 to 0.004. I will say from this high to this low, we have interacted with the 0.5 already. We've been consolidating in this zone for a long time. Typically, not financial advisor, not a financial advisor, typically you do find resistance at the golden ratio on the first attempt. You find support and then you continue to build. But in moments like this, in environments like this, it is completely possible that we see a faster move and we do go all the way up to the 786, 886, which is at about 0043 to 0048. So something, anything and everything in that kind of range here is acceptable. So I'd like to, first and foremost, I'd actually like to put a box there. Let's put a little box right there. Let's see, hold on. Let's see, right like that. And then we'll take another fib. Okay, so that's the high to the low from our October high. And if we take a high to a low of the range overall, the high here to the low down here, you can see that this range does incorporate, let's just see, price action that is in between anything from about the 382 to the 0.5 to even this golden ratio zone, right? Originally, we had assumed that we'd go somewhere around 004 to 0044, something in this zone. But if you take this fib from a high to a low, relative to this phase of the downward move, you get a zone like this. If you take this fib here, you get the golden ratio to the 382, which is it's pretty much the same box. It's almost the exact same box. And then if we are to take the high to low overall here, the golden ratio is also right in the center, right in the center of this box. And again, you've bounced off the 0.5 there, so the odds of going to the 786 even go up a little bit. This box for this fib range would be more like here. So no matter how we skin it, there's a lot of probability that from here, 003, we move up to this probably 004 to 0048 level. At a minimum, somewhere around 0037. But I would think, and that's at these prior resistance points. And I'm sorry, hold on. and these prior support points back here. Okay, looking at the short-term stuff, the 1 hour, we're moving up a little bit. That's nice to see. A little bit of volatility. The RSI is bullish overall. Every time that we've been down here, we found support, and we are finding support now. It'd be nice if we can work our way into the overbought zone. Stochastics look bullish, and the MACD looks bullish here as well. You have bullish divergence, and you're crossing green. You're scooping the 0 level here with your oscillators. So coming back up, that's nice. But it's the 1 hour. This being bullish on the 1 hour is nice, but that doesn't really get you too much. Sometimes it does, but most of the time it's not like this. This doesn't mean that we have to skyrocket right now. It could just mean that we move up here, and then maybe we move down, and then maybe we move up later. Who knows? Looking at the 4 hour, being at the 50, perfect area to bounce. RSI at the 50, perfect area to bounce. MACD is crossed red. That's fine. We can have a false cross, or this could just be cooling off a little bit. Now we're moving up. It does look as though we've moved up. We're consolidating. We're probably ready to move up higher afterwards. This does look like bullish consolidation to me. Looking at this on the daily time frame. Sorry, guys. I really choked myself out there. I don't know what happened. If we look here, at this point of resistance, right? Do you notice how we went up and then we came down? Here at this point of resistance, we came up and then we came down. Here at this point of resistance, we came up. We did come down, but it's a little bit less dramatic, right? It's not such a sharp decline like these were. It's more consolidation and volatile. It seems a little bit less standalone of a spike and more of like a kind of congealed area that we're consolidating at rather than selling off from. So different behavior begets different results. That's my expectation, and I do expect these results to be different. If we look at the daily time frame, triple tops do exist, but there's a saying with triple tops, and the saying is a triple top is really just a inevitable breakthrough. It's not quite like that. I forget what the saying is specifically, but it's basically saying triple tops are just quadruple tops that inevitably break, right? Because there's no such thing as a quadruple top. The next time that we return here to this level, triple tops exist, but oftentimes you'll just see a quadruple top and then you'll break through, right? And quadruple tops don't exist. Triple tops exist, double bottoms, double tops exist, but a quadruple, you just don't see that happen. You don't see that happen. So the fact that we've stopped here 3 times now, I would think the next attempt does break us to the upside. It makes sense that the next attempt breaks us out to the upside because, again, we're doing different things at these exact same levels. Different behavior begets different results. That's the thought. We look at the daily time frame. We look at the indicators. The RSI is rejecting the overbought zone, which that's no fun. But typically when you reject the overbought zone, you find support at the 60 or the 50. So once we do that, that'll probably be when we move up. The stochastics are bullish, but also at the overbought area, you can come back a little bit. Just because we're expecting that you move up and just because the 1 hour is bullish doesn't mean that you have to move up today. You could consolidate here in this area for another week and then break out. Maybe it's another day and then you break out. Maybe it's somewhere in between, but we'll figure it out pretty soon. The MACD here is bullish. We are about to cross above the 0. And I think this does illustrate a little bit more coiling up as well, because once we've coiled up, once we're ready to go, the move up is probably not going to be like this, right? It's probably not even going to be like this. It's probably going to be a snap. It will be a snap. And that typically goes hand in hand with crossing above the 0 here. Notice last time that we crossed above the 0 on the MACD right here, whenever we moved up, it was a snap, right? It was a nice little snap. Relative to this move, it's not huge, but still, it's kind of similar to like what we saw here. It wasn't this like slow grind up. It was a fast kind of approach. So I would expect that we do have a fast approach to this 004 area, 0048, somewhere in there, but I think we'll be closer to 004. Probably sometime next week. Probably sometime next week. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
To our talk to the tape, this record rally, how far can it really run? Well, let's ask Tom Lee. He is Fundstrat's head of research. He's also a CNBC contributor, and it is great to have you on in this early part of the year. Welcome.
Great to see you, Scott.
Market's off to a pretty good start, which was not necessarily unexpected by you.
That's, I didn't have any expectations, but it's always a good sign to be strong out of the gate, as you know, because what markets do in the first week or so give us a hint for how markets are shaping up for the year. Our base case was a rally, maybe to start the year, and then a big correction, and then a rally at the end.
Big correction, if not a bear market.
I think
those are your words, not mine.
Yeah, I think there'll be a point this year where it's going to feel like a bear market.
Yeah, What about the way that the market looks as the year has begun? What do you make of it?
I think it's encouraging because we have some breadth, right? Energy materials are doing well. The Mag 7's catching a bit, and crypto's doing well. But healthcare's strong, financials, industrials are strong, and small caps. I mean, it's sort of a broad market.
I mean, almost want to say an everything rally. It's not like tech is doing terrible. It's just being overshadowed by some of these other moves. The equal weight S&P ETF is coming off
a video finished quicker than I thought it would. But shout out to Caesar and the Tokenomics and the price action.
Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, how am I Sniper doing today?
Trading Sniper targeting that crucial price zone in 2026. And 2026 goes, I think we're definitely going to see an all-time high for a Zebec. See some price action you haven't seen before. A pump that is ridiculous. What up, AR? What's going on with you, fam? Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining the ZBCN network. Let's check the price real quick. We got a quick break. Still down 2.57%. See what's going on. 2.4 actually. I guess we can close the holder view and could get back over to the trading Sniper. Just checking some prices. XRP's $2.16. Bitcoin's at 90,000, so Bitcoin's going down again. Ethereum's down to 3,153. Binance 804. Solana's 136.97. So definitely seeing some pullback in the market, but it is coming down for us to pick it up. And let's see what who is this? The trading Sniper
Every major
has to say real quick, and we'll shut it down for the day. Thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit your main man up with a super chat. Just trying to keep the lights on here on the BTM Crypto News Network. And also, I'll probably do a Caspa live later around 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. But for now, let's finish up with a Zebec. And this is the Trading Sniper.
You guys are doing fantastic. Listen, today we're going to be talking about the one, the only legendary Zebec Network. Now, you know me, I'm super high on Zebec. I hold a lot of Zebec myself, and I do believe this cycle is going to be absolutely amazing, like absolutely amazing. We can see, right, before we jump into the technical analysis, when we go and look at Zebec, we are ranked 139 out of 8,869 active crypto. So you can see, even though despite in the last 24 hours, we're down 2.2%, we're actually climbing in rankings, right? We're back in the 130s once again. And this is without any crazy momentum. This is simply because Zebec holds very well when the market starts to sell off, right? The market starts to sell off. Zebec is just simply better at holding its position than I'd probably say 80 or 90% of crypto. So usually we actually go up in ranking when this happens. Over the last month, Zebec is up roughly 4%. In the last week, we are up 21.21%. We can see we are at 281 million market cap, 9.5 million volume in the last 24 hours. No Coinbase, no Binance, but we know Coinbase is practically inevitable unless something changes with Solana and Coinbase deal. But as of right now, everything remains the same. We can see we're at 90,622 holders. So that is very nice, very ideal. We are continuously growing and looking very good. When we go to the technical analysis, the first thing I see on the weekly candle is we are already experiencing some type of rejection. which is why I always say, I always want to wait for the weekly confirmation, because yes, the daily sometimes can confirm further price movements,
I'm right on
but that can
Duolingo,
be
guys.
also
You guys should
very,
follow
very
me.
short-lived. As of right now, things are looking okay, right? We still have a couple of days to see how the rest of the week plays out. In terms of the daily, we did break structure in recent times, right? We had these daily candles here that were creating consistent highs, right? We had all of these highs over here, and then we did break out, right? On Monday, we did break out. Tuesday, we tried to push higher, but we ended up as a selling candle, and we can see Wednesday, we are selling off just a little bit. Is this the worst thing in the world? No, not necessarily. Right, when we go to the smaller time frame, we can see the 4-hour. It's clear as day that the structure is broken. Even something like on the 1-hour, right, it gives us key swing points that are consistently lower. I'm going to draw them up for you guys right here. We can see the 4-hour pretty much, let's just say double top 4-hour candle. Boom, if we take away the wick like this, very, very nice. We can see when we go down, we have a low. All right, we try going up. We create a even floor on the 4-hour, and then we go lower. So we broke structure, right? We broke structure to the downside because we created a lower low than this low here. So not very, very ideal, of course. We can see that with the 4-hour candles ever since then, we are struggling to consistently go up higher and higher. In fact, we're consistently going lower. So we went from equal highs to now a lower high, right? And even on the hourly, right, we can see we have a high, and lower high in terms of swing points. So not ideal, right? And when it comes to bullish structure, because this is bearish structure, this doesn't necessarily mean it is the end of the world, but it does mean we are going to be selling off a little bit until we show sometimes or some sort of confirmation. Now, this is the next kind of key relevant zone over here, anywhere between 0.00268 and 0.0028, right? This is where I would like to see Zebec bounce off. Even if we continue to go downwards, something like this, I'd like to see us consolidate and re-break structure and continue to go to the upside. That would be the most ideal scenario, because for one, the daily swing points, did show that we did create a higher high, higher swing point for the first time in literal months. And also the fact that we want to end this weekly candle strong. If we end this weekly candle something like this, it is not going to be looking ideal at all. Okay, it is not going to be looking ideal at all, because that means we kind of have this support over here. We kind of hold. We try to attempt to go higher, and we just end up failing. Which means we most likely will be going down further, right? Because these types of weekly candles are just very, very weak, and they're not ideal. Every time we've had a weak weekly candle, we can see, right, big weekly candle that's very, very weak, huge rejection, sell off, right? We have a weak weekly candle, sure, we go sideways for some time, we go up, but eventually we go down. Weak weekly candle, we go down. Weak weekly candle, we go down. So we don't want that. We don't want that. Now, here's the thing. I'm still looking for this play to kind of happen, something like this, generally speaking. I'm still waiting for manipulation to the downside personally. I've seen enough times just throughout my years of trading where, if the market does not look super convincing, right, let's say going super convincing to the upside, that probably means we're still probably gonna get one fake out to the downside. It's just how it is. Plus, market makers, they just know that people have positions here, and market makers do not want us to win. Okay, it's why, for example, the market over here, early to mid-October blew up. Some altcoins went down 90% in 1 hour, and that's because they wanted to sweep everybody out, right? It's just how it is. It is just how it is. So I still expect this downside movement at one point, especially if the weekly candle is going to end up bad. If the weekly candle ends up being very, very strong, then we just continue, right? Then we just continue. But as of right now, we are just looking for the correction, a pullback to 0.007 zone or 27 zone, 26 zone, and then we'll take it from there. When we go and look at something like the indicators, right, the custom MA cross, when we go look at the 4-hour, right, we did break structure over here on the first, and we have been bullish very since, but we can see, right, we are slowly starting to reverse. So, you know, it's not the end of the world. This is, once again, the 4-hour chart, but it is something to consider. When we go to something like the daily, we have officially flipped bullish, right? The orange is above the green. So that is a good sign, which is why we just want to pretty much kind of hold this zone off. Generally speaking, right? We kind of want to hold this zone off and then continue to go higher. Let's just say Wednesday kind of sells off. Thursday's kind of like the recovery. Friday continues to push. Saturday and Sunday kind of remain on the higher ends. That would be the most ideal. When we go and look at something like the weekly, right, the gap is still fairly big. And that's because, you know, something like Zebec did pump a lot, right? Zebec did pump a lot. So the average where we probably have to be is probably around 0.00365 for us to start flipping this indicator for it to be bullish. When we go and look at the custom MA50 and 200, when we look at the daily, we can see that overall, right, the gap is still fairly big. The gap is still fairly big. It is going to be the same exact scenario. Pretty much we have to get back up to the 0.0036 zone for us to even start considering a flip on the daily. However, on the 4-hour, we know the 4-hour has been super accurate with these settings, right? And we have pretty much been, you know, smashing it, and we flipped on the 18th of October, right? We flipped on the 18th of October, and not at one point did we get a fake out signal. We've gotten close a couple of times, right? We've gotten close around the 30th, around the 27th, and again, once again, we are getting close now. So this will flip, like I said, as long as we just sell off, hold, start to recover, and go higher, which would be huge, right? If we do see this recovery, then we will start seeing this flip for the first time. When the green is above the red, that means we are bearish. When the red is above the green, that means we are bullish. To be honest, I should probably flip these colors because that just makes more sense, right? I think that just generally makes more sense. You know, let's actually just do this right now. Boom. And we'll do something like this. Boom. Right? Because I think that makes more sense. Because when we're bearish, the red should be on top. And when we're bullish, the green should be on top. I feel like that just makes way more sense instead of it being backwards. So yeah, there we go. Ignore what I just said, right? When the red is above the green, we are bearish. When the green is above the red, we are bullish. So yeah, it's looking good. It's looking okay. But of course, still no confirmation there. When we go and look at something like the RSI, right, we can see that we are selling off from the 4-hour zone. 4 hours time frame we don't care about too much. We can see that on the daily, we are getting a retracement. We are pulling back, so that is nice to see, especially for people that did want to still buy in. I know there's a few people that want to buy in. You know, some people are getting FOMO because the price is increasing, but personally, I wouldn't FOMO too much because Bitcoin still is kind of moving iffy, and of course, Bitcoin is the head of the snake. When we go to the weekly candle, we can see we're still below the neutral zone, and I still believe at one point we could be possibly reaching down to 39 or 38, especially if this weekly candle does end up being weak. This will just give us the confirmations that we need to go lower and lower. So everything does, you know, pretty much dictate of how this weekly candle is going to close. You know, I'm not panicking just because there's been some types of pullbacks. We've been consistently pumping up since the first, right? Since the first, at one point, if we take it from these bottoms, pretty much, oops, nope, I do not want to go back. If we take it from these bottoms over here, roughly generally speaking, into these tops, you know, at one point we're up almost 40%. The fact that we're retracing just a little bit is not the craziest thing in the world. It is normal, right? After a 40% pump, even if you retrace 20%, that is completely normal. That is it though, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys.
So as he mentioned, that is definitely normal for a pullback, right? It's coming down for us to pick it up. But let me know in the comments what you think, and if you guys are ready for the AMA tomorrow. Maybe we'll get an announcement about the super app. But as always, let's get back to the money, guys, and stay dangerous. It's your main man, BTM, signing out. Miner out.